when you have a weird voice, because
Yeah.
a lot of times I don't give a fuck why people laugh. I don't give a, but I've always been very like material dependent in my stand-up. I got to work like a motherfucker to get laughs. But people go like, oh, you can just talk with your weird voice. I'm like, no, I can't. Maybe you think that and shit. But I remember when I do, like, because when I first came to LA and I do auditions, and then I would have the best material of the 10 guys.
Yeah.
I would get the most laughs.
Yeah.
But I would never get hired.
Yeah.
And then I realized why. It's because they want the fuckers that can get laughs without material. I can't do that. That's what you need for a sitcom.
Right.
If you're have a sitcom going and a guy has some good jokes, well, you can hire him as the writer.
Yeah.
You want the big fucking guy,
the charismatic guy.
Yeah, with no material at all.
That seems to have an emotional range.
Exactly.
This
I did my first comedy festival thing, that Montreal thing.
What year was that?
Fuck, I don't know.
Like 87?
Yeah, I don't know dates.
Yeah.
But it was around there. And
how long had you been doing comedy at that point?
6 months.
Really?
Yeah, but it was Canada, so we got a home
that was like
court thing.
In American years, that's 4 years.
No, I'm saying because the Montreal Comedy Festival was in Canada, we had a quota to fill. I would never have gotten on it if I was in the States. But so I got my 5 minutes, just at rote. That's the way I used to do comedy. I'd memorize every fucking word. And so I had it all figured out and shit, right? And so then I go there, I meet Sinbad, right? So I didn't know who Sinbad was. And he goes, he's completely relaxed. I'm all thinking about
some sort of one-piece outfit.
He did. His hair matched his shirt.
Yeah.
And they were both orange.
Yeah.
So then he said, he was just so relaxed. And he said, hey, let's go. I got to get some socks. So we go to this fucking store, right? When we first go into the store, there's no one there. It's a small store. So there's no one there. The lady's in the back.
Yeah.
So the lady takes a minute to come out.
Yeah.
And he's like, where's that lady? There's nobody here, And I'm like, yeah. And so he comes out, he gets his fucking socks. Nothing happens, right? So then that night at the gala, I do my carefully constructed material.
Yeah.
Sinbad comes out. He goes, what the fuck is going on? No, he doesn't swear. He goes, what's going on with these stores with socks? I'm like, holy shit. And then he's like, you go in the store and there's no one there. And then people are agreeing with him. I'm like, what? It didn't make none of it made any sense except that he destroyed and I didn't. That's when I realized that I was missing a whole bunch of stuff, because I guess at first you think you're good and stuff like that.
No, you are good, and I think that the fact is, really, if you were to look at it in another way, that if people are able to do an impersonation of you, that means you have a defined style. Whereas, like, I guarantee you there's not a lot of people that can do Sinbad, though you did just do a pretty good one.
I was trying to do it as unracist as possible. But no, I think, like, I don't know that much stuff, but I think that with stand-ups, a lot of people, it's hard for a person that creates material. Yeah. Is usually a kind of a sensitive, shy kind of person, at least in my experience.
Yeah,
the
with
people
you?
That I've known.
In your experience with yourself?
Oh, yeah, I was always crazy shy and stuff like that. And also very self-conscious of looking like an idiot. Yeah. So I couldn't go on stage and run around and dance. So when I see guys that can do it, like when I see John Cleese, like this brilliant mind, and then he can do
act like an idiot.
Yeah, that's amazing. And also, of course, Pryor,
Yeah, I'm the same. It's so weird because I'm the exact same way, and I don't think I've talked to anybody on this show that has that same thing, where I am envious of a lot of comics that people would dismiss, only because it's sort of like, well, how do they not feel like be afraid they're going to look like a dick? Like, like as soon as I've ever done anything physical, if I even think about it for a second, I'm like, I'm an asshole, and they don't laugh.
I know, yeah.
Like just recently, I was on Fallon and somehow did an impulsive.
I saw you. The Dane Cook was very funny.
Never done that.
Yeah,
it came out of nowhere. I didn't second guess it, and it fucking worked. But if I would have said, like, for the 5 minutes I was sitting there, like, I'm going to do this Dane Cook thing.
Maybe it's because you were embodying Dane Cook,
right? That I actually had the confidence of Dane Cook.
Yeah, right. Maybe that's why, right?
Yeah.
I was always astonished by, and I'm also like you. I'm envious of people that, because I used to be frozen on stage, where I still don't take the mic out of the stand.